Well, it appears Jax Taylor has moved out. We have Dr. Nicole, who may have gotten fired from the Real Housewives of Miami. And then we just got a Real Housewives of Potomac trailer. Let's get into it, shall we? You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Oof, it is finally cooling down here in LA. It's been hot, 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 way too hot, and I feel like we're finally starting to get a breath of fresh air. But what's up? How have you guys been? How's your week been going? Did you listen to the Melissa Gorga interview? Did you listen to my Secret Lives of Mormon Wives interview? I mean, 2 heavy-hitting interviews this week. How are you feeling about it? Thoughts, feelings, vibes? Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. If they fired Nicole, they're crazy. Okay, we'll get into that. We will get into that, Lori. Whew, but welcome on in, guys. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Did you guys feel the earthquake? It was wild, wild. It was a 5.0 earthquake in Malibu. Well, actually, it wasn't that wild. We didn't feel it. I mean, granted, Malibu is quite a ways away from downtown LA. It's kind of like outside of LA, but yeah. Did you read the comments on your Melissa interview? I did not read the comments. Are they bad? I heard that they weren't great, but are they that bad? Like, how bad are the comments on the Melissa interview? Loved the interviews. You asked great questions. Thank you, Cassie. Pamela says, hey, Zack and everyone, I've been dealing with the Cove. Can't say it on here. Much better now. I'm glad you're feeling much better. I listened to all the interviews. Yay. I was just listening to Melissa. I really like her, but the Invisalign was very distracting. Great. My Invisalign was very distracting? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my teeth. I don't have my Invisalign in right now because I forgot to put it back in after I had breakfast. Breakfast fast. There was a clip that showed Nicole. Okay, well, guys, we're gonna get into it. Why are you trying to give spoilers in the live chat? Is it just me, or is he looking more chiseled than before? Who, me or Jax? Who's looking more chiseled than before? You felt the earth. You felt the earth move under your feet. No, I did not feel the earth move under my feet because I only knew that there was an earthquake because I got the alert. I have one of those earthquake alert apps, and it's like duck and cover. There's an incoming earthquake, and I was like, oh shit! And then I grabbed the dogs, and I was like, hey, everybody into the studio under the desk, like But I didn't even feel anything. I think I was probably in a panic while it was shaking, but also, I don't know. Kelly, my hair girl, my girl who cuts my hair, she used to color it, but now she just cuts it. She was telling me that one of these downtown these high-rise buildings are like the safest places to be because they're like designed and built specifically for earthquakes. I don't know how true that is. It may ease my anxiety because I hate earthquakes. But yeah. So, but we didn't feel it. We ran into the studio, and by the time we got here, I was like, I don't think there's an earthquake. I don't feel anything. So, but then I saw other people felt, and they're like, it threw me out of bed. But we generally don't feel earthquakes here, at least in this building. No, her Invisalign, she had a lisp. Well, let her have a lisp. She's trying to straighten her teeth. Christina said, not bad. We're just having to defend our girl. Oh, yeah. I mean, Zack, stay out of the comments. Yeah, I don't want to get in the comments. I'm good. I've been trying to avoid comments as much as possible lately. I used to like getting into comments, but then sometimes I see things, then I want to like respond because then people say stupid shit. Did your books over your head elementary school style? Yep. Cover the back. I wouldn't notice an earthquake. I hopped up on coffee. I wouldn't notice an earthquake. I'm hopped up on coffee all the time. Oh yeah, same. Maybe that's why I didn't feel it. Sue says, saw you on Donna's podcast and you were great first helping her with her tech stuff, then as a guest. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. I do love me some Donna. Guys, yesterday I was on Daily Dose of Donna. So go and show Donna Bowling, Daily Dose of Donna, some love. You can subscribe to her YouTube channel. She covers a wide array of different pop culture and celebrity topics. And we covered many of them yesterday. I was pretty sad. Every topic she threw at me, I was well aware of and briefed. So I was very impressed with myself. She covers a wide array of topics. I feel like between what I cover on No Filter and the Pop Report, Donna's got it all covered on her show. So, and she's definitely got a great, unique perspective. So check her out. There was a hateration nation during the interview. I thought, oh, the live chat. I didn't pay attention to the live chat. Um, so yeah, and that I didn't. The How bad was the earthquake? It was a 5.0 in Malibu. I didn't feel it. The last earthquake that was closer to us was like a 4 point something. It was 4 point something. We felt that. That was a jolt. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I loved seeing you two together again, reunited, and it feels so good. Donna and I talk all the time, actually. I mean, I was happy to have her back on my show, and I was happy to be back on her show, and I want to have her on my show next week. But she literally texted me, and she's like, "Do you want to do my show today?" And I was like, "Sure." And she's like right now? And I was like, "Right now?" I was like, "Girl, I'm in the shower." And she's like, "Okay, I'm going live in 2 minutes." And I was like, "Shit!" I had to jump out of the shower and pull myself together. Whew. 5.0 is pretty bad, isn't it? It's strong. A 5.0 is strong, but maybe because it was in Malibu, and Malibu is closer to the water, that the water kinda, like, I don't know, it didn't come out as hard as here. My mom said she felt it. She was like, "It was just like a little rolling, but nothing crazy." Um, yeah. Did you go to Oh, yeah, has anybody been to the Mom Talk soda shops in Utah? I kinda wanna go to one. I haven't been to Utah, and I have no plans to go to Utah anytime soon, but, like, now I wanna go to one of the soda shops. Sounds like a fun time. Okay, let's dive into the tea. Jax Taylor. So it appears Jax Taylor has moved out of their his shared home with Brittany. I almost said Brittany Mahomes, Brittany Cartwright. So um, it will take some time for my new place to feel like home, but it will get there. 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And it's like this really like moody photo that he posted of him, and he's like sitting and like looking down and kind of looks like he's praying, with his Gucci sneakers on and his Rolex watch. And I'm just like, I'm confused. Like, like, why? Like, and then everybody in the live chat or in the comments is like, you did this to yourself, sir. You're the one that, you're the one that wrecked your marriage, and you're the one that takes no accountability, no responsibility. And so it's just, I don't know. He doesn't seem to help himself very much, and, like, I don't understand these, like, because remember the last one where he was just like, "I checked into treatment," and then he was like it was this, like, moody black and white photo of him, like, reading a book, talking about, um, coming out of the mental facility and how hard it is with his transition, and then now here he is talking about, like, "Oh, this move is different." Some people are speculating that he may be staying with Schwartz right now. I don't know if that's true, but listen, I don't know. Jax is a hot ass mess. He doesn't seem to be around many of the other cast members, at least from what we've seen. It looks like he skipped out on the cast trip. The cast doesn't really seem to care for him. Are they going to sell the house? Is that why he moved? That's, I'm assuming, why he moved out, Sarah, is that like they're selling the house. And so they're in the process of dividing everything and putting it up for sale. I haven't heard anything official on that, but that would be my assumption, as to why he moved out. Did he cheat on Brittany? Not that we know of. And I believe when they split and Brittany went on the podcast, she said that it wasn't about any cheating or infidelity. She just wasn't happy. And even when they were having issues and they separated, she said that we'll see their issues play out on the show. And listen, he doesn't need to cheat. We saw season 1 of The Valley. There are plenty of reasons why Brittany would have left him. I used to love a bar. Now I take my butt home by sundown. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I was trying to watch the VMAs. Normally, I don't care for award shows, but I was like, you know what? Let me try to watch the VMAs. I wanted to see Katy Perry's performance, and so I decided to put it on. And I was kind of, I was going through a batch of photos that came in from the promo shoot that we did for the Pop Report, and there were some, like, solo shots that we did, and I wanted to update my profile picture. So I was, like, going through the photos and seeing, like, which ones I like, but I wanted to see, like, which one I wanted to make as my new profile picture, but I had the VMAs on in the background, so I wasn't, like, actively tuned into it. I saw Eminem's performance, abracadabra, and just like that, and I'm back, bruh. And he had all the Slim Shadys that were dressed up, and then he did, like, the sad song with him and is it Jelly Bean? Jelly Roll? Who's the big guy? The fat white dude. Sorry, are we allowed to say that anymore? Are we allowed to call people fat white dudes? Well, I guess he's white, so we can call them any offensive term, right? Um, sorry, jelly roll, or is it jelly roll or jelly bean? I don't, because there is a jelly roll and a jelly bean, right? And didn't one of them die recently? I don't know. I can't keep up with all of it. But anyway, one of the jelly bears, just he has a song with Eminem, and it's a really good jelly bean. No, well, is it? Oh, it's Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, got it. Jelly Roll's the one, but there was a Jelly Bean, right? And didn't Jelly Bean die? I remember we talked about it on the Pop Report, and I was like, Jelly Roll, and Andy's like, no, not Jelly Roll and Jelly Bean are two different people. And I was like, I don't know. That's so rude. Fat white guy. His name is Jelly Roll. Okay, sorry. Jelly Roll. He's not a fat white guy. He's a Jelly Roll. What? His name is Jelly Roll. Come on. Oh, Jelly Bean Benitez, circa 1983 died. Got it. I can't. He's got me dead. Not a fan of Jack's, but hopefully he will find the right medication. Yes, I agree. Jelly Roll has jelly rolls. Apparently, we're not allowed to say that, Pamela. Joe Jelly Bean Bryant did pass away. Who? Wait, who's Jelly Bean Benitez and who's Joe Jelly Bean Bryant? How many jelly rolls are there? How many jelly beans are there? I feel like this is the Harry Potter bag of jelly beans. How many have there been? Batman Scoop. Oh, well, that's a little bit different. Batman Scoop is not the same as Jelly Roll or Jelly Bean. Fat man, scoop man, I got a cute face, chubby waist, thick legs, in shape, romp shaker, both legs, make you do a double take, plan rock a showstopper, flow pop a head knocker, beat style a pale dropper, do my thing, motherfucker. Wow, I'm surprised I remembered all of that, most of that. I feel like I may have botched a word or two. That was Madonna's old boyfriend, Jelly Bean Benitez. Okay, so there are jelly beans and jelly rolls, but Jelly Roll is the one that was singing the song with. He's a. Oh, there we go. Laura gave us the correct description with the proper adjectives. He's a robust man lacking pigmentation. There we go. Um, isn't that a Missy Elliott song? It's Missy Elliott, Sierra, it's Lose Control. Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control. Let's go. Hey, hey, let's go now. Let's go now. Let's go now. Woo, let's go. Sorry, Jelly Roll. Not trying to fat shame. Nobody's trying to fat shame him. Why are we allowed to say fat shame, but we're not allowed to say that he's fat? Well, nobody's shaming him for being fat. He likes his body, and if he's happy and he's comfortable with his body, you're the ones that are shaming him by saying that it's fat shaming. I like the song he did with Eminem. You know, good for them. But anyway, it's just oh God, now you got me way off topic. They did their song, the sad song, where he's talking about his daughter, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I was on drugs, and I missed your first podcast, and I missed your baby." Like one daughter, he's like, "I'm sorry, I missed your baby's birth," and the other daughter's like, "I'm sorry, I missed your first podcast episode." And I was like, those two things feel a little, they feel a little different, you know. First podcast episode, first baby, like they just, you know. Wanda Lee says he's lost a lot of weight lately. Well, there you go. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. That Tootsie Roll. That Tootsie Lose Control music video was everything for me as a kid, right? Wasn't it like in black and white? And they were doing, and Sierra was like up against the wall. Yeah. Those are some good times. See, I like that's when I feel like the music was really good, right? Like even Like the old Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, like all of their music was really good. And I was thinking about this morning after coming out of the VMAs because I'm like, I don't know who half these people are, and half of these songs are mediocre. And even like the new Gaga, the new Katy, the new Beyonce, because we talked about that on the Pop Report. Andy's like, oh, the CMAs snubbed Beyonce. And I know that that's like an argument that people are putting out there. They're like the CMAs, the Country Music Awards, have snubbed Beyonce. And I guess the people are alluding to the fact that it's because the CMAs are racist. But I was just like, but what if it was just that the album sucked? Like it wasn't a good album. But like I would say the same thing about Taylor Swift's new album, The Poets, The Tortured Poets. I'm tortured every time I have to listen to it. It's not a good album, you know? That like I would hope it's not nominated. But then Taylor Swift was nominated for Fortnite. I didn't even think Fortnite was that good of a song. I thought that she had other songs that were better. It wasn't a bad song, but and she did it was with Post Malone, right? Post Malone, every time I saw him at the VMAs, every time they panned the camera to him, he was drinking something. And it was always a different cocktail. And I was like, ooh, homie is getting lit tonight. We getting lit tonight. So yeah. Um, but I just feel like the music, like the new Taylor Swift album, not that great. The new Beyonce album, not that great. The new Gaga albums, not that great. Whereas I was like back in because Katy Perry, she did her kind of throwback at them. People were comparing other like iconic VMA performances, and I was like, those were some like real bops. Which brings us to "Lose Control" by Missy Elliott. And it just made me think like, is the music like, is it just not good anymore, or like, has our palette changed? Like, I don't know. But, yeah, I can't believe Fortnite was the song of the summer. Espresso was the clear one. Okay, thank you. That's what I meant. Like, Fortnite, it's not a bad song, but it's just, you know, it's not a great song. Whereas Espresso is it's catchier, right? It's more pop-y. It's definitely more of the summer song. Like, nobody was doing all these TikTok videos to Fortnite. Nobody, like, is doing I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know? Katy Perry scissoring on stage. I will say, I stopped watching after Katy Perry, right? Because Orlando Bloom came out and he was looking hot. And listen, I don't know about you guys because remember Katy Perry was on Call Her Daddy and she was just like, "Oh my god, there's something about when I see a man doing the dishes, I just want to, blow him." It's basically what she said. Sorry if I'm a little crass. She's like, "I just makes me want to blow him." And now every time I see Orlando Bloom, I just think of, blowing him. Not me blowing him personally, but remember when there were the leaked photo or not leaked photos, but he was, like, naked in, like, a lake, and then the paparazzi caught him naked in the lake because he was out and about with his schlong out, and then all the photos were ever there's very hot photo like, listen, very hot man, but now every time I see him, I saw him at the VMAs, and all I can think of was those photos and then Katy Perry blowing him in the kitchen. Like, those are the visuals that I now have of them, um, and it's not a bad visual. Thoroughly enjoyed the visual, every time it flashes by my head. Orlando Bloom does the dishes all the time now. Good for him. I will say, seeing a man like be a little domestic and clean and wash dishes does, I wouldn't say it's like the biggest turn on. Um, but yeah, yeah. Everly says the CMAs aren't racist. There just aren't many music country singers who aren't white, although there's some coming into the ranks. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that they intentionally. I don't think my personal opinion, drag me for it. I don't think the CMAs was like, let's not. Like, I don't think it was an intentional snub at Beyonce. The album wasn't that good, right? Beyonce and people are like, well, it was charting really well, and I'm like, Beyonce is popular, so her fan base very similar to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's last album, anybody that's like even been like a sub fan of Taylor Swift, even like the good fans of Taylor Swift, they know the Tortured Poets album was not her best. However, it stayed in the charts for a very long time. Why? Because she was hacking the charts with, all the different versions and remix versions that she was in bonus tracks that she was putting out there. And her fans are going to listen to all of it. She's popular, but that doesn't mean that that was the album of the year. Just because she's popular and it charts well doesn't mean that it's actually a good album. Same thing with Beyonce. Beyonce's not a country music artist, you know? So of course they're gonna give country artists that lead. You're not just gonna give Beyonce the nod or the nom because she created a country music album if it wasn't good, you know? "This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold 'em." That also feels like a very poppy country, right? It's like a more of like a cheeky, cliche-y, campy version of country music, but not like a real country song. Emily says, "No, it wasn't a good Beyonce album. Not every album can be hot." Right, and Beyonce's had great music in the past, you know? Like, "You are so damn funny. My panini is pressed." Why is your panini pressed? I know, I got the Gypsy Rose reference. Um, for some odd reason, your channel wasn't coming up. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's why you gotta hit the little bell button down below. It's almost satire of country. Yeah, I agree. It was very, "This ain't Texas. Ain't no Hold'em." Yeah, fuck the Texas Hold'em song. She really had a great song called "Yeah, Yeah." But the one that was popular was Texas Hold'em. Yeah. She got passed over for the CMAs, I heard. Not really a Beyoncé fan, but I heard it was good. Her album was not good. I didn't think it was. Listen, she's not a country music like, there are certain, not to say that no artist can genre bend, but like, Beyoncé has a very soulful voice, right? That's like saying Adele doing, electronic or, Adele doing more pop, Miley or not Miley, but Katy Perry style songs. It's just like it doesn't all like you have a certain style voice that works for certain genres, right? Beyonce has a very, like, soulful R&B voice, or maybe that's just the music that we're used to, and she does kind of have, she leans more into the pop. Pop, I feel like, is a little easier because you can do, like, auto-tune, and it's just more of, like, mainstreamy, hacky music, but her Jolene remake fell flat. Thank you. The Jolene remake, I did not care for. Miley Cyrus's Jolene remake, I enjoyed because Miley Cyrus has that, like, raspy, like, you know, that voice that just, like, has that twang to it, right? Like, Miley has that innate twang that I don't think Beyonce does. Didn't Beyonce start in country music? Did she? I never heard that. So, yeah. It's like Ray Gun, the opera singer. Yeah. Listen, and I think I tried to make that point with somebody. I'm like, Raygun is not a talented breakdancer. That's why she scored zeros across the board. However, she was the most popular breakdancer to come out of the Olympics because of the fact that, she was popular and people were talking about it, right? I mean, it's kind of like apples and oranges comparing Reagan to Beyonce, but it's just like how somebody, just because they're talked about and they're popular and there are lots of numbers, like if we based the talent based off of the numbers and the reach of Reagan's performance, it's not necessarily, there are technicalities to things. I think I said this in the pop report. Everyone stay tuned for Sheena Shea's country debut. Oh no, please no. That's another, like, Sheena does great pop. She's actually doing, like, I like her more rock style songs. Um, Good as Gold country version. No, thank you. Wait till breakdancing her my breakdancing career takes off. You get it, Laura. Not to mention Jolene is iconic and was a big undertaking. Then she thought, yeah, Jolene's a big, yeah. Okay, everyone agrees that the Jolene rendition fell flat. It did. Listen, and that's okay. Beyonce has great songs that nobody else can ever perform, you know? Like, Beyonce is extremely talented, and she's an incredible performer. Zach, did you know that Demi from Yes, I know that Debbie yeah, this is all anybody's been talking about for the past several days is that Demi is married to Angie Harrington's ex-husband. Angie Harrington was from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and apparently well, not apparently, it's pretty obvious that it's Angie downgraded because Demi came up. I feel the exact same way about Miley and Beyonce. Loved Miley's raspy voice, and no, Beyonce didn't start off in country. Yeah, but I agree. Like, I think Miley fell flat. Dolly approved of it. Well, what was Dolly gonna do, Christopher? Was Dolly not gonna approve of it? Was Dolly gonna come out and say, "I don't like Beyonce's song"? You're already calling the CMAs racist. You're gonna tell me they're not gonna turn that into Dolly Parton being racist? You have no musical talent. Shut the fuck. Oh wow. Christopher says, "I have no musical talent, so shut the fuck up." I don't have any musical talent. I'm just commenting. I'm just doing my job and talking about my preferences, and apparently other people agree, and so did the CMAs. Um, what did Bey do to the music industry to piss them off so much? She's never nominated, it seems like. That's a good point. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But that is true. She hasn't really been nominated. And you can't say that that it's just because all the award shows are racist, right? Because we've had Rihanna bring in a ton of accolades. We've had, other black artists that have, won awards and been nominated. So I don't know. The Jelly Roll collaborates with every amazing artist these days. Please don't call him that white boy. Am I the white boy? God, everyone's like, I'm a white boy. I have no musical talent. Shut the fuck up. Oh, jeez. The yes men typically agree with everything you said. Wow. Christopher doesn't think that you guys have original opinions of your own. He just thinks that you're yes men and just agree with me. I hope you're not a yes man. I don't want yes men. I love Miley Cyrus. I love Miley Cyrus too. Sorry, Nikki. I'm just one of your yes men. Okay, let's move on. Dr. Nicole Martin. Let's talk Real Housewives of Miami. People are leading with violence. I know. Somebody pissed in Christopher's Fruit Loops today. Um, coming here for that self-esteem boost. Yeah, that's why I do this every day, so that my yes men can validate me. Doesn't Beyonce have the most Grammys of all time? I don't know. We would have to fact check that. I'll always be your yes girl, Zachary. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki H. Fruity Pebbles. Oh, the Fruity Pebbles. Did we ever figure out what the Fruity Pebbles was? Did we ever figure like the Fruity Pebbles were put in her bowl? I don't know. Christopher sounds like a Teresa fan, a tree stump fan. This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold 'em. First of all, she clearly said this wasn't a country album, but a Beyonce album. You guys are assuming she wanted a CMA. She has never said that. Oh, well, listen, I didn't know that. That adds a whole new layer. Then if that's actually true, then I think everybody talking about her being snubbed by the CMAs is ridiculous. Because if she never wanted this to be a country album and she never wanted to get a CMA, then I don't get why people are complaining. Because if she said that this is not a country album, then there it is. Then Christopher just thank you, Christopher. Because he's saying that Beyonce never said that this was a country album. She said it was a Beyonce album. We're assuming she wanted a CMA. That's just what the conversation was. So I assume like she felt snubbed by it. But if that's then that definitely changes things. For sure. Then I think everyone's being a little dramatic and they need to move on. I mean, it still wasn't that great of an album. I stand on that. It wasn't her best album. Um, but also her Alien Superstar album also wasn't her best album. That's what I mean. Like the latest Beyonce music, like it's fun, right? When everyone got to dress up futuristic to go to her tour, like that was fun, right? But I don't think that was her best music. Just like Taylor Swift, this wasn't her best music. Gaga, not her best music. Miley Cyrus, I think, has had a come up with her music, and she's somebody that I feel like is really talented where she can do a lot of genre bending, right? She's dipped into the hip hop, she's dipped into the rock, she's dipped into, pop and country, and she's definitely been all over. This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold 'em. For CMAs, you have to get nominated. Artists can't submit work. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. I also feel funny about some of these award shows because a lot of them, like the way that like Katy Perry, like I don't know how genuine. Because some people are like, I feel like Lady Gaga deserved the award. What was the Vanguard award from the VMAs? And some people are like, I feel like Lady Gaga should have gotten that over Katy Perry. But it's like, hello, Katy Perry has a new album out. Like there are reasons, right? There are behind the scenes politics in the land of Hollywood that are why certain people get certain awards. It's like sexiest man of the year or sexiest woman of the year. Remember when Gwyneth Paltrow was the sexiest woman of the year and people were like, "What?" It's because like those are all PR stunts. What's in my bag? Celebrities, they're just like us. A lot of those are all staged PR campaigns. What's in my bag is usually to promote products that are supposed to look like they just naturally are in somebody's purse, you know? So, yeah. Wow, Wandali's out here gifting memberships to people. Onward, Zack Pack soldiers marching off to war. Okay. That said, let's talk about Real Housewives of Miami. So Dr. Nicole Martin, it's been reported that she's not filming for the new season of Real Housewives of Miami, which has officially gone into production. So, if anything, I think the internet may have helped her secure her job, TBH. So, it was someone DM'd her and said something about like, "I can't wait for you to be in the new season of Miami." And she like put like that, ooh, that like awkward face emoji. She did like 3 of those, and so people were like, "What? Does that mean she's not coming back to Miami? What? Oh my god." And then, there was a report that came out that said, I think it was in Page 6, that said that she wasn't filming for the new season of Miami, and then everyone was like, "Oh, what? Ooh." And so that kind of became the narrative, is that she's not returning for the new season, so then people are like, "Well, is she quitting? Did she get fired?" I talked about it on Daily Dose of Donnie yesterday about how, with Dr. Nicole, because Donna's like, "Oh, I really like her, like, we're gonna miss her," and I was like, "Yeah, I was like, but I don't think she was, like, an integral part of the show. I think she was a fan favorite, but, like, the show can absolutely move forward and be completely fine without her." I personally really liked her. I thought she brought so many elements to the show, but I understand she wasn't a major standout. That I also I think I said this on Donna's show. I was like, and I also realized, like, she just had a baby. Like, she doesn't need the show. She's well off with money. I don't think she's somebody that needs the fame, where like Alexia wants to be on television, right? Alexia loves the attention. Larsa loves the attention. Adriana loves the attention. And so to me, I'm kind of just like, we good, right? She did bring a level of sanity, Lori. I will agree with that. Um, it was a great cast, but for whatever reason, maybe they tried to demote her because okay, so now there was some sort of, I don't know if it was an event at a gym or if there was some sort of like fitness um or if it was just like a gym that people happened to be at and they saw Dr. Nicole there. But so someone went up to her and another person was filming, their friend was filming the interaction, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna miss you on Real Housewives of Miami next season. I'm sad that you're leaving." And then Dr. Nicole was like, "Oh, well, nothing's official yet. Nothing's been finalized yet." So it seems like she may still be in the negotiation process for the new season. Production has begun. She is not filming, so it seems like she hasn't signed her contract yet. Maybe they offered her a friend of role and she was like, "Nah, I want a full-time role or nothing." Maybe she wants more money and they're trying to hold back from paying her more money. We'll see, but she just had her baby, that I would think it would make sense. Like, she just had a baby and she wants to be with her newborn, and like it's just, you know, she doesn't need the show and she doesn't need the money. She's doing just fine. And like if she's gonna take something off of her plate, it would only make sense that she takes off Housewives, because then she can keep her main staple job, have time with her baby, and just kind of chill, you know? But yeah, I think Miami will absolutely be fine either way. So I ain't I ain't worried about it. But I do like her. She was one of my favorites. I just thought she was really pretty. She was young and fresh. She brought so much to the table that I would have loved to have seen more of her. But I guess we won't. We'll see. TBD. And then we had the Potomac trailer. Guys, what is going on with Potomac? I loved Potomac. Potomac was great. The earlier seasons, like season 3, season 4, season 5, um, Monique and Candace definitely brought a lot to the show. And now last season really struggled. And I feel like this season's gonna struggle again because based off of that trailer, we got a whole lot of nothing. Like, literally a whole lot of nothing. One of the biggest scandals was Karen getting a DUI, but, like, it didn't even seem like the show was focused on, like, Karen having a drinking problem or, like, any like, I don't know, like, Shannon Beador has a drinking problem, and she's her going through it, and, her breakup with John Jantz, like, there are so many layers to the Shannon Beador DUI. Whereas Karen, I don't think there are a lot of layers to it. I think Karen had a really bad night, and, like, Karen's just so sane and sensible and, like, she's just not like, Shannon Beador is chaos and messy, right? And her life is unraveling before our eyes, and we're watching the train wreck. Karen's still put together and composed and, like, doing her thing. So to me, the DUI storyline, like, yeah, maybe it would be a good way to open up the season, like, "Oh my god," and then her having a moment of, like, regretting it and be like, "I wish I would have never done that," and, "Oh, man." But, like, the way they built up, like, her walking into court, I'm like, it's for a DUI. She's not facing, like, a trial where she can go to prison, but they, like, built it up as, like, this was, like, a Jen Shaw style court appearance, and I'm like, I don't know about that." So, yeah, the new season of Potomac doesn't look good, and I used to love Potomac. Candace was always a favorite of mine. Loved Monique. Um, I don't think we really need Robin. Kinda glad I mean, the only thing that was interesting about Robin was that we always thought Juan was cheating, so that was, like, a compelling layer. There's nothing that seems to be going on in Giselle's life. There doesn't seem to be anything going on in Karen's life or Ashley's life or I mean, Mia has the stuff with Gordon. We see Gordon in it. I would like to see more of the mess of her relationship with Gordon. So I don't know. I was like, but I think that's the issue with Potomac is there's nothing going on in any of their lives. Like OC is good because Shannon's life is literally unraveling in front of us. Gina's relationship is actually on the rocks because Travis has moved out of the house. Whereas the other fluffy kind of storylines like, oh, Heather Dubrow, you know, supporting her kids by launching a champagne line or a champagne partnership or Emily going to the gym and getting more fit, like those storylines that don't have a lot of meat to them. It's fine that we have those because we have meat in somebody else, right? Ashley, like, Ashley used to be so messy and she's giving us nothing, and she has probably the wildest story with her breakup with Michael Darby, but she's not giving us any of that, nor is she poking into anybody else's lives. And nobody has anything going on. That's just the thing. There's no petty drama. There's no like high stakes drama. Like it just seemed like they filmed their everyday lives without a whole lot going on. And it was just meh. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Christopher says, I don't care to see Ashley Derby. I don't care to see Ashley Derby date. It's Darby. Um, Yeah, I don't I don't know what we're gonna get. Potomac and Atlanta have both been kinda meh lately. Potomac, Atlanta, OC was meh until Tamara came back. Um, Salt Lake City looks like it's gonna be good. I'm hoping Beverly Hills is good. We know that Kyle and Dorit are kind of at the center of the drama a lot. Um, what else? What else? What else? But yeah, I'm hoping Atlanta I'm not having high hopes for Atlanta because of the loss of Kenya. And I'm assuming they're just going to scrap all of that and we're not going to get any of it because they're not going to want to pay Kenya for the season. So they're just going to cut her out of the show and probably pick up. And that's why they added in Phaedra. But the thing is, they added in Phaedra later down the line and then they add her in full time. But again, it's later down the line. So I don't. They may do what they did with Mary Cosby, though. Remember when they added Mary? Was it last season? No. Yeah, because it was the season with Monica, and Mary came in, but a lot of Mary's scenes that they have her in, they were filmed after the fact. So they went back and shot a bunch of new from what I heard. They went and shot a bunch of new scenes with Mary and then edited those in throughout the season as they saw them, fitting and making sense. So that way Mary was a bit more consistent throughout the show. Atlanta will be weird. They need Nene back. Listen, okay, so that's the big news too, is that Nene, Ariana, and Justin Sylvester, they're hosting the Emmys after party. I believe it's this weekend. And Nene's back with NBC, which I think is huge news. Shocker to me. I wasn't sure they were ever going to be able to make that happen. And I'm glad to see Nene is back and she's working her way into, TV again, and she's doing hosting. She was great on Fashion Police. I always thought I liked Nene in more of the commentary hosting role rather than I did in the acting role. Like, I didn't think she was particularly that great when she was on Glee, but listen, Nene is a personality. And that's why I think I like Nene in like reality TV settings or hosting settings or commentary settings, because she is the personality. Whereas if you give her scripted lines and make her act, like, it doesn't, like, some people like me, I don't think I would be a great actor because I'm just too much of a personality. I have to be myself, and I'm not always going to think through what I'm going to say ahead of time. And sometimes it's just organic in the moment? So yeah, I'm glad to see Nene working herself back to the point where maybe we can see her returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I think the fans would love that, and it would be a full circle moment. The only thing with Nene, though, and this happens with a lot of them, like it happens with Bethany, is the ego. And I hope that the ego doesn't get to Nene, because once the housewives allow their ego to get the best of them, it always ends up being their downfall. So I hope that doesn't happen with Nene. This does look promising. I'm excited for her. I mean, the fact that she's even with Ariana, like Ariana's like top tier talent for NBC right now, that Nene and Ariana together, that a good thing for Nene, because she's attaching herself to one of the biggest stars at the moment within the ABC family when it comes to unscripted TV. And Ariana kind of, fixing herself as an after show, or not an after show, but as a host, since she's doing the after party. Yeah, she's changed ever since Greg died. She's been lighter. Well, I mean, yeah, listen, that's a lot to carry. So she definitely, I'm hoping, she gets to have an opportunity to come back to Atlanta. I did not think that that was possible, and now I'm here eating crow pie because she's making it happen. I'm actually excited to see Nene and Ariana play off of each other. I don't know how their chemistry is going to be, just because Ariana's so new to hosting and she's never had like a big personality on Vanderpump Rules, but she did really well when she hosted Love Island. So it'll be interesting. I guess I just don't know what to expect from their dynamic. So. You know what Nene did that was really smart is Nene distanced herself from Bethany, and I think that showed the network that, like, Nene will do anything. If Monique can sue Netflix and get a special, Nene can too. Yeah, yeah. Once Taylor from Secret Live said that Dakota had slid into her DMs, I'm like, "Of course that thirsty bitch did, and basically baby trapped her." Yeah. Nene seems to have had a rebirth since the loss of Greg. She deserves a chance to shine. I agree. I agree. Always liked Nene and wanted to root for Nene. I didn't love when she came after NBC, because I just knew that it was going to hurt her chances of having a relationship with the network since then. But it seems like they've been able to repair that relationship. And if anything, this is going to be good PR wise for Bravo, because they're going to see that like Nene's come back. Nene's somebody that left the organization, felt very burned by the organization, came after the organization, was litigious, and yet they've been able to resolve those issues. And it shows that Bravo may be headed, into a new era or into a new light. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay. Talked about Potomac, Nicole, Jax Taylor. Okay, I think we covered everything, right? Anything else that we didn't cover? But I'm excited to see Nene come back, and I look forward to Nene coming back, because I think Nene can save Atlanta. I'm worried about Atlanta. We haven't seen anything. We haven't really heard much, but we just know Kenya got fired. Phaedra got added in full time, but she's likely not going to be coming until later on in the season. Very similar to how I imagine it was with Mary Cosby, where they probably are going to film some scenes later and then edit those into the earlier parts of the season. They may skip a couple of episodes at the top without Phaedra. That way it looks a little more organic, but I don't know. We shall see. Zach, I would love to see you interview the other cast from Secret Lives. I would love to. I would love to. Yeah, I want to interview the husbands. I want to interview Taylor and Dakota together. That's an interview that I would love to do. I'm here for that. You know what? I want to host the reunion. Hulu, call me. I would like putting it out into the universe. Hulu, let's have a reunion, a sit down. Let's get into all of it. Let's grill Zach. Let's grill Dakota. Let's grill all the ladies. Let's do it. Are they doing other cities for Secret Mormon Wives? It's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I don't know if they're doing other cities. Um, I would assume it's not other cities because if the show is surrounding Mormon wives, then I would imagine there are other people from other like categories, like Secret Lives of Christian Wives, Secret Lives of I don't know, Jewish wives. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I would imagine or Secret Lives of um basketball wives, like that sort of style where they would pick genre versus city, which I think is smart because it attaches them to like the Bravo Real Housewives brand without it being like a direct copy of it because they're going, category or genre based rather than city based. Whereas I think that's what other networks have screwed up in the past is they've attached it a little too much to um ooh, oh, this Melissa Gorga interview is picking up heat. Um, Melissa Gorga clarifies comment about not wanting to stay on Jersey if Teresa returns. Melissa Gorga was thrown to the wolves in the early days of Jersey. I had no idea how bad it would be. Melissa Gorga says Real Housewives of New Jersey leaking stories to bloggers is crazy and genius. Melissa Gorga admits she wasn't proud of being on Real Housewives of New Jersey as the show took a dark turn. Melissa Gorga shares Real Housewives of New Jersey casting news if she'll ever quit over Teresa. Melissa Gorga reacts to crazy and genius Real Housewives of New Jersey leaks. Huh. Wow. Got a lot of pickup. Sorry, I just got the Google notification, the alert. There you go. Listen to the Melissa Gorga podcast interview, guys. Go check it out. Check it out. I drop these crazy. I do it on the daily. They done me really nicely. Buy me all these ices. Dolce and Gabbana. Fendi and Donna. Killing, they be shilling. All their money got me feeling like I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 jeans, true religion. I say no, but they keep giving. So I keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hummer, hummer, hum. All right. Well, I think that's all I got for you guys today, right? Thank you for tuning in. Love you and appreciate you as always. Thank you for listening to No Filter with Zach. Peter, do you think Nene and Andy have talked? I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have. I'm sure that was part of the, moving forward phase was Andy and Nene having a conversation and being able to kind of, squash the beef. But I look forward to the Nene Renaissance era. I just hope, listen, Brandi Glanville had her Renaissance era. She went on Morocco and that did not go well. So I think Nene needs to be a little tactical and definitely try to be a little smart. That's why I said you can't let your ego get in the way, and just be mindful, right? Especially with how litigious other housewives are becoming. So we'll see. Mallory says, "Is there members only tonight?" No, my love. We did it on Tuesday. We're shifting from Thursday nights to Tuesday nights. Those will be our new days. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will. Oh, I won't talk to you tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday. Bonus episode is already out, dropped. It's available. So if you're a member of the Zack Pack on YouTube, that happened on Tuesday night. If you're a member of No Filter Plus on Apple Podcasts, the episode is available now for you to listen to. So you got all 5 of your episodes. This is the last one of the week, but I'll be back on Monday. Ciao for now. Give me a follow, just on Zach, or follow the podcast at No Filter at Zach. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Bye. 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 Bye.